This is not a Ferrari, but it is more powerful than cars that bear the prancing horse. It's not an Aston Martin, but it will leave one for dead. It's not a McLaren, but when it comes to straight line acceleration, it's more than a match. This is the Mercedes-AMG GT 63 SE Performance.
Quite a mouthful, but also quite a car. It's the most powerful AMG that AMG have ever AMG'd, and I'm gonna prove it. With a chicken. Stay there, chicken. Oh, it's staying. The chicken is literally defying gravity. 100 miles an hour, 120, 130, 140. The numbers are just mind-boggling. 160 already, 170 already, heading up towards 180. Jesus, wept. Who says chickens can't fly? Right, pineapple, dumbbell. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my God. That stays up until nearly 100 miles an hour, and then after that, woo! Let's go! Oh my God. 163, 168, 172, 176. And too scared to go any faster. That is quick. There's fast cars. And then there's this thing. Dear Lord, quarter mile in 10.71 in a road car. Yes. This car is so fast. You can leave pretty much any object on the passenger seat and it will not fall off. As long as you're flooring it, it's staying put. What is it they say? Newton's first law of motion? AMGs are fast as.
We always knew that, but what we didn't realize is just how powerful this car is.
It's got more power than a Ferrari 812 Superfast, more power than a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, more power than pretty much any Zonda I can think of. We are dealing with some big boy numbers here. It's just nuts.
And it's all down to the powertrain. 816 horsepower and 1,420 Newton meters, coming courtesy of a 4-litre bi-turbo V8 at the front, making 612 horsepower by itself. But it's not alone. An electric motor located in the rear contributes a further 204 horsepower. Energy comes from petrol here, as well as from a 12.6 kilowatt-hour battery with individually cooled cells located low on the boot floor, charging from here.
I got the results from the quarter mile I was doing earlier, and this car was managing 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, and the quarter mile in 10.7 at 139 mph. It's just astonishing.
And the best bit? It's easy to deploy the power. It's idiot-proof. In many GTs, with this level of power, flooring it might result in you spinning backwards through a hedge on fire. But in this, thanks to its 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system, you just bang the throttle and teleport. I guarantee it.
Speaking of guarantees, I also guarantee that you're missing out if you don't have this on your phone. It's the Autotrader app. And not only will it help you sell your car, but it will also help you choose from nearly 500,000 cars in the UK, new as well as used. And if you're not into cars, it also has bikes, vans, motorhomes, e-bikes, trucks, even plant and farm machinery. I don't know what that is, but I really want to drift it. Oh, and the app also has dark mode, so you can do it at night. Download it from the App Store or Google Play Store right now.
So the GT63 SE Hybrid is fast, but what are the other key differences between this and other flavors of AMG GT on the market today?
There's really only two, to be honest with you. The first one is this, the charge port, which is in a very handy position, but it is also quite hideous, I think. It ruins the look of this lovely rear end. Don't know what they were thinking with that. The second thing is this, the GT63S badge, which is finished in this red color. You know, when you got a red badge, you're working with a pretty serious car. The rest of it is standard. I mean, we do have the aero pack, which includes this massive and gorgeous looking fixed wing. We've also got these little aero flicks at the side incorporated into the diffuser. That's a lovely touch. However, very difficult to clean. One thing we've got to talk about, of course, is the paintwork. This is called Spectral Blue Magno. And if you want it on your GT, it's going to cost you an extra £6,300. Ouch. Now, these silver wheels are very cool. Normally, I'm a black wheels kind of guy, but I think it kind of goes with the paint really nicely. And we got to talk about the tires, Michelin Pilot Sport S5s, and the rubber is very wide. At the rear, we're working with a set of 305/30/21s, and at the front, these are absolutely massive. These are 295/30/21s, which are wider than the front tires you get on a Lambo SVJ, a Bugatti Chiron. These might be the widest front wheels I've ever seen on any car. Let me know if I'm wrong. Also, carbon ceramic brakes, very racy.
Inside, this truffle brown Napa leather is a bit of a strange color choice, but other colors are available, and the interior quality is generally very good, with gorgeous turbine-style vents, a screen with more graphics and customization than your MacBook, an awesome steering wheel lined with Alcantara, featuring built-in TFT adjustment knobs for the drive modes and drive settings, and fantastic seats. There are even a set of seats in the rear, although these are barely big enough for a 10-year-old and are entirely the wrong shape for humans. The seats do fold down though to give you extra practicality, but don't expect too much from the boot. There's enough room for a small case, but the battery and power electronics are located under the boot floor and do take up quite a bit of room. That's the price you pay for fantastic levels of power.
Fantastic is not a word I'd use to describe this car's sound. Now, don't get me wrong, it's got a good engine. That 4-litre bi-turbo V8 has a lovely note to it. You drive past the bus stop full of people in second gear and it will make the kind of pops and bangs and burbles that will make them look at you with just the right amount of disdain and hatred to remind you that you have made some brilliant choices in life. The problem is, the car also has some sound generated from the inside. Yes, they augment the noise. Now, that's not something I'm really against. I don't mind a bit of augmented noise, as long as it's good. The problem is, the augmented noise in this car is not good. At medium revs, it's okay, but the minute you start to floor it and get towards the red line, it exposes itself as being pretty dreadful, really. It sounds a bit like a video game being played on a TV with some really terrible speakers, and I just don't understand.
It's not quite as bad as the sound in the S63, which also used augmented noise. That car sounded almost as if it was broken. And if you ever took the liberty of revving it out, you'd actually hear what sounded like the fake engine sound reaching the end of the recording.
Look, augmentation is fine. Piping in some extra noise to make the car sound louder than it is, especially in today's world, especially in Europe, I'm not against it. Just do it good. Do it so it sounds like a 200 grand car. From the inside, this one sounds like they got their V8 from Wish.
The jury's out on whether it feels like a £200,000 car too. It does feel lovely, but that price for an AMG is punchy. Still, the ride is fantastic, the body control is lovely, and it's a car you'll enjoy driving every single day. It's even got an EV mode, albeit the range is only 7 miles, but it means you don't annoy your neighbors leaving or returning to the house.
So, how does it handle? Now, there's a sticky subject. Initially, when I got this car, I asked Mercedes if I could take it to a racetrack to really put it through its paces, and they said, "We'd rather you didn't." And I was like, what are you talking about? This is an 800 horsepower AMG. It should thrive on a racetrack. And they said, if you really want to go on a racetrack, we'll send you an AMG for the racetrack, the GT Pro. And that really worried me. I thought, what are they hiding? This car, is it going to feel like a hippopotamus in the corners? So I looked at the spec sheet and I saw that it weighed 2.3 tons. And I thought, aha, there it is, the smoking gun. This is going to be absolutely disastrous in the bends. So instead of taking it to a racetrack, what I did was I took it to a test facility, Millbrook, in the middle of England. and I decided to put it through its paces. And what I found is that Mercedes, you were wrong. This thing is actually very good dynamically. The thing is super composed in the corners. There really isn't too much lean in the bends. It just feels really at home. The level of grip you have in it is sensational. And also the balance on point. It's so benign. You can really hustle it through the corners without worrying about understeer or oversteer. It just goes. Honestly, this car is so much fun to drive. You really couldn't expose any major chunk in its armor on a public road. It is too good. It's too well sorted. It's too AMG. I like this. Let's go. Downsides, almost no feel through the steering wheel. I don't know what is going on the front axle, but I don't need to because there's so much grip in the thing. The brakes, maybe they feel a little bit vague. Maybe that's a consequence of having to blend physical brakes with braking via the electric motor. Oh. But it stops. These carbon ceramic discs, absolutely sensational.
Yes, the car is heavy, a good half a ton more than the track-optimized AMG GT Pro. But on the road, it's really not an issue. We can probably chalk that up to the extra wide front tires, the rear-wheel steering, and the general witchcraft AMG has worked with the chassis and electronics. It even does the silly stuff. Pull a few paddles in just the right order, and the GT's 4MATIC Plus system will send all of its power to the rear wheels only in drift mode, at which point it really lets its hair down. Brilliant levels of power, brilliantly easy to use when you want it to be, and brilliantly unhinged when the mood takes you. This is a truly special GT.
This thing's a monster. Especially when it comes to making extraordinary progress in a straight line. I hate to sound like a broken record here, but my goodness, this thing is relentless. It's rabid. It's a 199 mile an hour ballistic missile that doesn't ever seem to stop accelerating. It's part drag race king, part luxury grand tourer, all lunatic.
With this, the AMG GT proves it's one of the most versatile cars in its class. Quick enough to terrify almost any equivalent Ferrari, Aston or McLaren. And yes, there are question marks about the price tag, but there really can be no doubting the performance. It's absolutely epic.